everyone, and welcome to Theimpactplay. I'm your host and team leader Muhammad, otherwise known as It's Yagu, and we are your one-stop news shop for the latest and greatest across gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, music, and now esports. Plus, we're also amplifying voices from those respective fields. Having this episode here on the Theimpactplay, this work keeps the lights running and keeps the content coming. You can support us over at anchor.fm/Theimpactplay. We're tier 2 supporters and above have access to exclusive content, including the post show, getting the show ad free, and so much more. Or you can even support us free by using our Epic credit code Theimpactplay. We are Epic partners. Every purchase you make within the Epic store, whether it be Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more, no matter where you play or how you play. Even if it's a free-to-play game, you can simply use our credit code, and we do get a little bit of kickback, and this will help support us in a brand new way at no extra cost to you. And this episode of Theimpactplay is also sponsored by Audible. However, me and the team will tell you about that later. But this is Theimpactplay's Reviewcast, episode 263, where we are reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog, the movies 1 and 2. So stay tuned and enjoy. Alrighty, folks, so let's get into this reviewcast. But before we do, this reviewcast is usually tier 2 supporter and above timed exclusivity window of at least 24 hours. But as for this holiday season, we are making it available to everyone as we release it. So thank you guys so much and enjoy your review. You could sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately get access to 1 credit. If you have Amazon Prime, get access to 2 credits. And it's good for any premium title. Simply go to audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Once again, the URL is audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this episode of Theimpactplay. Alrighty, folks, let's get into this reviews. And there will be spoilers, just a heads up. So this is a spoiler warning. If you guys haven't watched it already, I guess it's been way too long since these films came out. But nonetheless, if you guys don't want to be spoiled, you can go ahead and pause this or come back to this review later. And I guess let's begin. So the original Sonic the Hedgehog film came in it came actually 2 years ago, 2020. And the second film came in, 2022, so 2 years after. So it looks like the third one is going to be released sometime in 2024. So I'm actually excited for it. So I guess let's get started. We all know once we got the first trailer that Sonic the Hedgehog got revamped and rebooted into this kid-friendly version of the Sonic that we know in these films. But nonetheless, the film is good, especially Jim Carrey's performance is really something. Like, it changes almost dramatically from 1 to 2. But yeah, I'm curious to see how his acting it might when it evolves in the third iteration of the film. But nonetheless, the first film we saw Sonic, as well. No, that's about it. It was just also actually we also got a bit of a little bit of Baby Sonic as well, which was funny. It was really something how we saw Baby Sonic, but the story they did change the story for these films. So Sonic was apparently raised in a completely different universe, and the way these rings work in these films is they work as a interdimensional travel instead of giving him like an extra life or something like that, the way the games work. So yeah, that's about it, literally. And then also, so that's about it. That's literally just the sum of it, and of this of the first iteration of Sonic the Hedgehog, the film. But nonetheless, we're gonna give it a 3 out of a 5-star rating on that Theimpactplay scale. And of course, on IMDb's scale, it's gonna be double, so it's gonna be 6. So 3 out of a 5 for the first for the first Sonic the Hedgehog film. As for the second, so pretty much. Actually, no. Before we get into the second one, I forgot about this part of it. It was funny. So we know the Wachowskis are Sonic's, I guess, not adoptive, but they're like family to him. That he met in his journey to another dimension, which was Earth. And of course, we saw Dr. Egghead, which Sonic gave him the nickname because of his egg-shaped robot slash drones. Alrighty, and then, and of course, his underlying goal, which is of course world domination, or interdimensional domination, as we saw in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, there's a scene where Wachowski, I guess the fiance, or aka Donut Lord, found Sonic, and then he traveled all the way to San Francisco where his fiance is with her sister. And the funny thing is that I tied her up because she was overreacting, saying he was a terrorist and blah 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 because aka Dr. Egghead or Eggman was working for the government at that time. And of course what he says goes. Of course they dubbed him as a terrorist because he was, I guess, because Sonic is an interdimensional being, and they kind of want to experiment on him. Essentially how it goes. But nonetheless, they rescue him and they defeat Eggman and sent him to a different universe where mushrooms are all over the place. So that ended that too. But there was a mid-credit scene where we saw a glimpse of Tails. So fast forward to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 now, where we saw, of course, Tails, not just Tails, but also Knuckles. They made their debuts as well. But not just Knuckles, we also saw Super Sonic as well. So it was all, the story was surrounding the Master Emerald, not just that, but also Wachowski's fiance's sister is apparently getting married. Or was getting married. But it was but the marriage, or should I say, the whole scenario is all part of a deep cover operation by the government to try to capture Sonic as well. So, Dr. Eggman makes his return to Earth. And he partners up with Knuckles, which essentially in this storyline, the Enchilada, and essentially he's the last of his kind, the Enchiladas, and his kind, and the owl that was taking care of Sonic when he was a baby in the other, or in his original dimension. Pretty much, they were fighting each other for years. So, and then all in lieu of the Master Emerald, which is a combination of all of the emeralds, all of the Chaos emeralds. So, Chaos Max, I think it was called. But yeah, fast forward. Sonic and Tails were in trouble. The Wachowskis, they were at the sister's wedding, and he had a backup ring to travel from Hawaii to back home, but instead he rescued Sonic and his friend Tails, his new friend Tails. But what was funny was Tails is usually Sonic's best friend, right? But instead, Tails is someone new. So they make a relationship that way, that Sonic was his hero and he was traveling between dimensions to help him, I guess. Help him on his quest. So fast forward, Knuckles and Dr. Egghead, da 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 da. Oh, I just spaced out for a second there, but nonetheless, in seek of the Chaos Max Emerald, whatever, and then of course Dr. Egghead, not bypasses, betrays Knuckles, of course, that's his nature, and then claims the emerald for himself, builds a giant robot, and then of course Knuckles has to work with Sonic and Tails to try and take them down, to take him down. So they were able to do so and recover and retrieve the Chaos Max Emerald from Dr. Eggman, and then now also the emerald shattered and got separated into individual chaos diamonds, whatever you want to call them. And then Sonic absorbed that, and then we saw Super Sonic, which he flew. He was powerful. He defeated Eggman like there was no tomorrow. And then he was able to, I guess, separate that little Chaos Emeralds into, I guess, out of its body. And then Knuckles was able to reform them back together, and then they created their own hero squad group, whatever, to protect the emerald from evil, essentially. And of course, in the mid-credit scene, we saw Project Shadow, which was headed by Dr. Eggman's grandfather. So essentially, Shadows was created by the government in this storyline. Let's see. Wait. And also, what's funny, the person that was Dr. Robotnik. That's his original name. But also, Shamer Moore was the sister's fiance. He's also the star of Criminal Minds. That's how I immediately knew him. I'm like, wow, he's in this. But yeah, it was just a deep cover operation, like I said, to capture Sonic, and then they ended up also capturing Tails as well. But they were able to set them free by their family, so the Wachowskis, and yeah. So, and apparently on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on the IMDb's website, the storyline says as follows: when Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles defeated Robotnik and his Batnik, Green Hills was safe, but it still wasn't over. Team has to face what Robotnik's grandfather has created, Project Shadow. Anyway, when the Chaos Emerald got destroyed, well, not destroyed, but Robotnik gets his sinister revenge to get the mini emeralds and creates his metal version of Sonic in Shadow to take him down once and for all. Though through a highly dimensional portal, creatures Amy and Big appeared to help. Will the team make? They messed up the spelling on this. Will the team be able to defeat Robotnik and save the world from danger? And they definitely messed up on the storyline. Right there, I submitted an edit on it because that was really bothering me on the grammar. But nonetheless, I am excited for it. But for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 annual rating, I kind of like this more than the first one because the comedy isn't like too far in, but the storyline is definitely good, and also Robotnik's character, like I said, it evolved in this one. It was much more serious when he claimed Chaos Max Emerald for himself. So I like it. So I guess we're gonna give this a 4 out of a 5-star rating on the on the Theimpactplay scale. But as per the IMDb scale, it's gonna be double. So 4 is gonna no 3. So it's gonna be 6. All right. Let me take a look at something real quick. Your ratings. Let me make sure I got that right. Give them both a 3. Yeah, we're gonna give Sonic the Hedgehog 1 a 3, and a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 we're gonna give it a 3.5, so a 7 on the IMDb scale. There we go, perfect. All right, and I'm definitely looking forward to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 when it comes out, and hopefully we'll have more iteration because we still have a couple characters that we have yet to see. The main characters, other main character being Silver, and all these other Sonic the Hedgehog characters as well. There's a whole bunch of them. So I'm definitely excited for this Sonic the Hedgehog universe. So hope you guys enjoyed our review cast for the Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. And also be sure that you have, if you guys are interested in sending us feedback, you have a couple of ways to do so. Via email to readmail@theimpactplay.com, via Discord, via a voice note over at anchor.fm/Theimpactplay, or even by leaving by answering the question, replying back to us on Spotify on this episode, by letting us know your feedback that way as well for all of you Spotify listeners. So your voice note or even your feedback will either be played or even read live here on the show. You guys so much. Have a good one. Have a happy holidays. And we'll see you on the next one.